You have spent your entire life collecting trophies, good grades, the right university, the first job, the promotion, the respect of your peers. You have built a fortress of achievements around you, brick by brick. So why, in the dead of night, does it feel like you are living in a house of cards? Why does every compliment feel like a lie you almost got caught in? Why does every new success bring with it not a sense of peace, but a sharper, more specific kind of terror? The terror of being found out. This feeling has a clinical, almost sterile name: Impostor Syndrome. But the name is a lie. A syndrome is a disease, a malfunction, a bug in your personal code. It suggests the problem is with you, and for years you have accepted this diagnosis. You have tried to fix yourself. You have read the articles, listened to the podcasts. They give you hollow advice, platitudes that feel like trying to fix a gunshot wound with a bandage, and nothing changes. The fear remains, a cold companion in your moments of greatest triumph. Perhaps you feel this right now, the quiet dread that you are one mistake away from being exposed as a fraud, that you are fooling everyone, and your luck is about to run out. Today, we will not talk about managing this feeling. Today, we will perform a surgical extraction of the lie you have been sold. I will show you that this so-called syndrome is not your flaw. It is a feature. It is a weapon, a sophisticated, elegant mechanism of psychological control designed to keep you productive, compliant, and perpetually doubting your own power. And by the end of this video, you will not only understand how this weapon was forged and aimed at you, you will have the schematic to begin dismantling it, piece by brutal piece. To understand this, you must first accept a difficult truth. You were mentally programmed in your early years by society, the educational system, your family, the culture itself. They installed an operating system in your mind, and you have been running it ever since. The imposter syndrome is the most critical function of that operating system. It works in 3 distinct, yet interconnected stages. The first, and most fundamental, is the indoctrination. This is the stage where your dependency is forged. From your very first day in school, you are taught a dangerous lesson. You are taught that your worth is a number on a test, a gold star on a chart, the approval in a teacher's eyes. Your value is not intrinsic. It is a reflection in the eyes of others. This training continues into adulthood. The job title, the salary, the number of followers, the likes. The system, with meticulous precision, trains you to outsource your self-esteem. It conditions you to constantly look outside of yourself for proof that you are good enough. And this is where they introduce the first great myth, the first bar in your mental prison, the advice to fake it till you make it. This is perhaps the most venomous piece of conventional wisdom ever conceived. It sounds proactive. It sounds like a strategy for confidence. It is not. It is an instruction to become a better, more skilled imposter. It is a command to widen the gap between your authentic self and the performing persona you show to the world. Every time you fake it, you are not building confidence. You are gathering more evidence for the prosecuting attorney inside your own head that you are, in fact, a fraud. You are practicing the art of the performance, deepening the very habit that fuels your anxiety. It is a trap. It makes you a master of the mask and a stranger to your own face. This is the metaphor I want you to burn into your mind: the golden beggar. Imagine a king on a throne of solid gold. He wears a crown of flawless diamonds. He is surrounded by all the external symbols of power and success. Yet, his eyes are hollow, and his hand is perpetually outstretched, begging every passerby for a crumb of validation. Was that a good decree? Do you approve of my reign? Am I a good king? This is the state the indoctrination leaves you in. Externally, you are a success. Internally, you are a beggar, starving for the one thing the system taught you not to produce yourself: a sense of your own, unconditional worth. This dependency is the foundation upon which all control is built. Once your dependency on external validation is established, the system introduces the second mechanism, the engine designed to make you run forever. This is the treadmill of false meritocracy. The system sells you the idea of meritocracy as a ladder. You climb it with hard work, and eventually you reach the top, a plateau of security and satisfaction. This is a deliberate deception. The meritocracy you live in is not a ladder. It is a treadmill. And the impostor syndrome is the electricity that powers it. They whisper the second great myth to keep you running. Work harder, achieve more. Get another degree, learn another skill. The answer to your insecurity is more effort. This is like trying to extinguish a fire with gasoline. The system's genius is that it has defined merit not as a state of being, but as a state of perpetual becoming. Your worth is not based on what you have done, but on what you are doing right now and what you will do tomorrow. You are only as good as your last success. This ensures you can never rest. The moment you stop to catch your breath, the feeling of being a fraud creeps in because your programming equates stillness with worthlessness. This is where the second metaphor becomes critical. You are the runner in the hall of mirrors. You are sprinting, not on a clear path, but inside an endless, disorienting maze. Every wall is a mirror, and each mirror reflects a distorted version of what you are supposed to be. One mirror shows you the colleague who works later than you. Another shows you the influencer with a perfect life. Another shows the expectations of your family. You are running to exhaustion, not towards a finish line, but to escape these accusing, demanding reflections. The burnout you feel is not just from the work. It is from the psychological exhaustion of navigating a maze where every path leads back to the same conclusion. You are not enough. The system designed this labyrinth. Your feeling of being an imposter is what keeps you from stopping to question if there is a world outside the hall of mirrors. It keeps you focused on the reflections, instead of on the exit. And this leads us to the final, and most profound, mechanism of control. The ultimate purpose of this entire psychological operation. Once you are indoctrinated to need external validation, and once you are running on the treadmill of false meritocracy, the system achieves its final goal. The neutralization of the threat. This is the part that may be hardest to accept. Why would a system benefit from its most competent, intelligent, and capable members feeling like frauds? The answer is simple and brutal. An individual with immense talent and unshakable intrinsic self-worth is a sovereign being. They are unpredictable. They cannot be easily managed. They are a potential threat to established hierarchies and the status quo. They might start their own companies. They might challenge their bosses. They might decide that the game everyone is playing is not worth their time. They are dangerous because they are free. Now consider an individual with the same immense talent, but who is crippled by a deep-seated belief that they are a fraud. This person is not a threat. They are the perfect asset. They will work twice as hard for half the recognition, always trying to prove they deserve their position. They will not question authority, because they secretly feel they are lucky to even be in the room. They will not take risks that challenge the system, because their primary focus is internal, fighting the war against their own self-doubt. This is where the third myth is deployed to keep you in check. The myth of toxic humility. You are told, be humble, don't be arrogant, know your place. But the noble virtue of humility is twisted into a weapon of self-suppression. It becomes a command to downplay your strengths, to deflect compliments, to preemptively neutralize your own power so that no one else has to. True confidence is a quiet, internal certainty. It does not need to be loud. Arrogance is the loud compensation for a lack of that certainty. But you are taught to confuse your own emerging confidence with arrogance. This confusion makes you police yourself. It makes you drop the psychic anchor. This is the final metaphor. Your potential is a powerful, modern warship, capable of crossing any ocean. But your imposter syndrome is a massive, invisible anchor, an anchor forged in your own mind, that you yourself drop into the sea of doubt every single day. The ship has the engines, it has the crew, it has the talent, but it never leaves the harbor. It remains safely moored, making a lot of noise, burning a lot of fuel, but posing no threat. It is the system's most elegant achievement, to convince the warship that it is and always will be just an anchor. So, the psychic anchor you were taught to hate that you believed was your personal failure, is in fact the most perfect piece of social engineering to ensure that power remains exactly where it is. But here is a dangerous question, and I want your honest answer in the comments. If this imposter feeling is what keeps the most talented and competent people producing non-stop, doubting themselves instead of questioning the system, would its complete removal not, ironically, be a threat to the very stability of the society that in many ways benefits us? And the even more brutal question, who is the real danger to the world? The person who doubts themselves while building and creating, or the one who, with absolute certainty and no doubt, feels entitled to lead, decide, and command, completely blind to their own programming? This debate does not end here. It begins now with you. Go down to the comments and expose your perspective. We want to read the minds that are ready to go beyond the surface. If this video installed a virus of doubt about everything you thought you knew, your like is the signal that the deprogramming has begun. And share. Show this glitch in the matrix to someone who still believes the prison is their own mind. This is Philoverse. The program ends here.